Today, the Australian populace has chosen Australian principles for equity, ambition, and opportunities for everyone, for the resilience to demonstrate bravery in tough times and compassion towards those in need, Albanese stated in his victory address. On May 3, 2025, Anthony Albanese's Labour Party secured a decisive landslide victory in Australia's 2025 federal election, winning a second consecutive term and expanding its parliamentary majority. With nearly 71% of seats counted, projections indicated that Labour would win at least 85 out of 150 seats, surpassing the 76-seat majority threshold, while the Liberal National Coalition was forecast to secure just 36 seats and Independents 10. Labour's primary vote, referring to first preference ballots in the House of Representatives, stood at 34.8%, while its two-party preferred result reached 54.8% against the coalition's 45.2%, reflecting a swing of over 2% toward Labour compared to the previous election. The outcome not only exceeded pre-election polling but also marked the first time in decades that an incumbent Australian Prime Minister secured back-to-back terms with an increased mandate. Jubilant scenes unfolded at Labour's Sydney headquarters, where supporters embraced and wept as the magnitude of the victory became apparent. Albanese declared, "The people voted unity rather than division," a sentiment echoed widely among Labour backers. Conversely, the Liberal Party suffered its worst defeat in modern history, with leader Peter Dutton losing his seat of Dickson after 24 years. A symbolic close to what insiders dubbed the Dutton experiment. International reactions followed swiftly. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio called Australia a valued ally, while UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer praised the enduring partnership between the two countries. Overall, Albanese's victory was received warmly in both Washington and London, despite record low trust in U.S. leadership among the Australian public, as shown by a Lowy Institute poll. However, while the election served as a global referendum on Trump-style politics among allies, new challenges loom for Australia's future diplomatic landscape. Analysts at the Centre for Strategic and International Studies particularly warn that although the alliance remains strong, Australian officials are increasingly wary of U.S. unpredictability. Key issues and electoral dynamics. A contest began with Labour holding 77 seats and the centre-right Liberal National Coalition, led by Peter Dutton, mounting a strong challenge. The campaign's key issues were sharply defined. Labour focused on cost of living relief, affordable housing, and climate action, while the coalition emphasized nuclear energy, immigration controls, and tougher U.S. tariff policies. In light of this standoff, independent analysis by professors from the University of Sydney underscored that housing was the single most important factor in the cost of living crunch, with immigration ranked as the second pivotal issue, highlighting why the coalition's platform struggled to resonate broadly with voters. Unable to compete effectively on these core domestic issues, Dutton's campaign faltered under persistent comparisons to Donald Trump, with critics dubbing him Australia's Trump. Meanwhile, Labour's pledges, including an $8.5 billion Medicare expansion and tax cuts, contrasted with the coalition's policy inconsistencies and internal divisions. Providing steady ballast to Labour's rise, the Greens retained their base, and Independents made modest gains, though no significant shifts occurred among minor parties. Reactions to the election outcome diverged sharply along partisan lines. A professor affiliated with the Labour-friendly Australia Institute noted that Labour now faces heightened expectations and must take bolder steps. Meanwhile, the Liberal collapse in urban centres, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and Adelaide, prompted Liberal MP Keith Wolahan to call for an urgent review of the party's strategy. Looking ahead, key milestones include cabinet appointments, coalition leadership decisions, and the rollout of key policies on housing and cost of living relief. Nonetheless, the Australian election marked a pivotal moment in the nation's political landscape, with voters rejecting division and endorsing a vision of stability and inclusivity.